Now, I've been a pup for the last 8+ years, and the entire time I've always struggled with the heat. I live in Texas, and it gets very, very hot, to the point I almost have to wash it every time I wear it, just due to how often I sweat through it. And I use my hood for videos, so obviously that's not ideal if it's spending most of its time drying, not to mention more wear and tear on the hood from me having to wash it so often. So for the last little bit, I've been looking for a solution to this problem. And thankfully, Mr. S finally has one. This is the K9 Muzzle from Mr. S Leather, and in this review I'm going to give my thoughts on it, and I'm going to rate it 1 through 10, based on how easy it is to style and how comfortable it is. And then I'm going to give it an overall rating and tell you whether you should buy it or not. So if you're in the market for one of these, definitely stick around because you could learn a lot about it. To my knowledge, Mr. Bear used to sell one very, very similar to this, but after looking over their website, it seems they've actually gone for a different design. So now it seems Mr. S is the only one selling this style. This muzzle is super easy to assemble. All you do is press in the 4 button fasteners, 2 on each side, and then attach the Velcro on the strap to your actual muzzle, and there you go. And to take it apart, it's just the same order, but in reverse. You can see on this muzzle, the nose actually has a more bumpy design than on the standard hoods. The muzzle also seems to be a bit shorter than the standard Mr. S muzzle. This means it should be easier for you to do things like drink water, or if you want to eat a snack while you're still wearing your hood.
Now this is what it looks like if you order the muzzle kit to go with it. And honestly, it's so much better than just throwing a standard muzzle on here, obviously, because that's what you're supposed to put on it. This muzzle is obviously a little bit shorter than the standard ones that come on all of their other hoods, like the ones behind me, but it still covers up the majority of your lower face. And you don't have a lot of the rubbing or anything that you would up here, because there's no actual snap button up here. It's just rounded, and then it has a little piece of Velcro on the bottom side of the snout, and the little Velcro strap from the actual face harness just sticks to that, and it's like a nice little pad over your nose, and it kind of helps it not rub so much. Now you can get this either in a kit or you can order these separately, and I'll put the difference in prices on the screen here. But I ordered all mine separately because I thought that I was just going to put my muzzle from my black hood onto this and have it work, but I was mistaken. So I ended up having to order the actual muzzle that is made for this, which is honestly what I should have done to begin with, but I didn't. If you're gonna get this, I definitely recommend getting the actual kit for it with the ears and everything. And I believe you can get a custom muzzle with that as well. That's honestly probably your best option for ordering this. This is gonna be super good for the people that can't have things around their entire head due to medical reasons, or people that have a phobia for full hoods, because I know there's actually a lot of people that have that. They don't like the whole look of just the eyes hanging out, and I totally get that, I get it. But this is probably going to be good for the people that want to get into it but can't do it because of that. And you don't have to wear this like I do, but I like to put a hat under it so that my head isn't out, because I feel like it looks a lot better that way. I can actually show you. Yeah, I really don't like this. I think this looks like extremely stupid, just having a strap going over your head like that. So a hat makes it look a little better. And fitting a hat to this is pretty easy. All you have to do is put the bottom strap on first, and then have the top strap just hanging in front of you, put a hat on, and then pull it over the hat.
This is super easy to style with any of your gear because you can get it in so many different colors, and you really don't have to think about too much whether it's going to match the rest of your gear. But style isn't the main point of this. Does it actually function like it's supposed to?
Now here in Texas it's about 80 degrees today, and in the other hood I'd probably be sweating my ass off right now, but I'm fine. Don't get me wrong, it's still a little warm in certain spots, like right around here where under the strap is, but it's not bad. Having a hat definitely helps because it kind of blocks the sun going onto your face. Overall, I think this is a really good buy. It's especially good for hot days in the summer in the southern states at least, where it gets 1,000,000 degrees, or things like Pride festivals, which is why I bought it.
So yeah, I'd say it functions as advertised. I've never had an issue with anything from Mr. S, so I'm really not surprised here. So this is our score so far. Keep this in mind as we go through the video. I'm gonna try and rate everything from now on as many things as I can, to go as in-depth as possible. That way when I make these reviews, I'm not leaving anything out. And now we're moving on to build quality. This is a category where I've never had a single problem from Mr. S. However, could this be a different story? Overall, the build quality of this muzzle is fantastic. I do think it's worth the money. However, there are some spots where it does struggle a little bit. Specifically the chin strap. It feels like it's made of a cheaper elastic, and it feels like it's just not going to hold up over time. Not to mention, if you have a larger chin, it definitely cuts into your neck a little bit. Now, is this a deal breaker? Absolutely not. However, it is something to keep in mind if you're going to be purchasing this muzzle. However, it is removable with the same button style straps as the muzzle, so theoretically you could have a longer one made for this muzzle. And that also gives you the ability to replace it if it ever does wear out. One issue that I always have with hoods for Mr. S is I like to wear my earbuds when I have my hood in, especially for recording videos. But unfortunately, it's very uncomfortable with the standard K9 hood. Now this is another issue that I hoped this muzzle would address, so let's try it. And just like that, as I suspected, they work perfect. Now this does remind me a lot of the rough stuff style hoods, which is what you're seeing on the screen right now. These hoods have a nice open back design that leave your ears completely exposed, so they can easily be worn while you have it on. I love this style of hood, I just don't appreciate the build quality of these hoods. And I appreciate that Mr. S has done this muzzle with a nice open back design for people who do like to wear earbuds. Overall, I'd say this is just as convenient, if not more convenient, than the rough stuff style hoods. So, this is our final score. I absolutely think this face harness is an excellent buy, and I'm giving it a 41 out of 50 possible points. I think it's very comfortable, and I think it effectively does a good job at preventing you from overheating when you want to be in gear. So, that's all. Thanks for watching. And if you like this video, stick around for more. Subscribe.